Welcome back, brothers and sisters. I am Braden. This is Langley Outdoors Academy, the place where we not only talk about what's going on in the gun world, but also how we're going to fix it together. And the content that I'm about to walk you through is some clips that happened in the political sphere over the weekend and right before that are leading to a very uncomfortable reality for the left. And here's a big hint. It's not Trump. This is significantly larger than Trump, which is leading into an even bigger nightmare for the left. Everything that I'm about to show you is linked into the description box below for review. Make no mistake, all the things I'm about to show you paint a very stark picture, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. So make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. And this content was made possible by American Heart for Gold. I'm going to show you a quick excerpt of a conversation where I sat down with the CEO, and then we are going to hit this. Why is it still pertinent today? Because a lot of the tendency of people is to go, well, that's an older thing. We have modern ways to make money and invest. So what's the pitch to keep gold still relevant in a modern society?
Sure. Great question. And when you look at the money that we're printing and the rate that we're printing it right now, it's really just a hedge against fiat currency. It's a hedge against the dollar. Government spending's been a runaway freight train lately, and you probably notice when you go out to buy things right now, your dollar's just been kind of whittled down to nothing, and the dollar doesn't go as far as it used to. And so it's just a hedge against currency. You see central banks buying it up left and right. They're buying it at the fastest rate in 50 years right now, do as the central banks are doing. But it's just a hedge, just an insurance policy that people use against what's going on with the devaluing of these currencies.
All right, beautiful people, listen. We're about to bounce from CNN to CNN to CNN, okay? They put some clips out this weekend, all with different shows, different things, but they painted a very stark picture that I'm going to kind of tie together, and I can't wait to hear what you guys think. But let me start off with one of their pollsters. This is one of the main guys. Check this out. This is pretty interesting, particularly when I show you the follow-up clips.
First case, this Michigan numbers. Oh, these are not good for the incumbent president of the United States. Donald Trump at 50%, Joe Biden at 42%. I looked back at the 2020 polling, and at no point during the campaign was there a single poll that met CNN standards for publication in which Donald Trump led Joe Biden. There were zero. Here we already have one, and I looked at the average of polls, and I looked at our previous CNN poll, and they all show the same thing, which is that Donald Trump is ahead of Joe Biden in the Wolverine state. You go over to Michigan, look. No clear leader. That's the key thing going on. These two gentlemen are tied. But again, this is a state that Joe Biden won last time around by a little bit more than a percentage point. So this is not the type of polling that Joe Biden wants to see here, but in clearly in much better shape in Pennsylvania.
Now, Michigan's an important state, and that's why they're hitting this at such alarm, because Michigan's a swing state. Michigan's supposed to be the new blue forever state. If he's losing by double the margin of error, you can see why they're freaking out, but that's not the whole point of the clip, or excuse me, of the episode of them doing. Let's bring it back to Trump. Again, this is bigger than Trump. This is the people sticking a big old middle finger up to a leftist, elitist, overbearing nanny state. This is not Trump. This is what the left is building. This is a response to the left. This is not in support of Trump specifically. Trump is the person who is leading that charge and identified as the spearhead, but trust me, it's bigger, and it's a worse nightmare. Let me get to AOC, one of the reasons that we have so much content. Let's get it.
I think that what we are dealing with politically is the much larger and much more grave and serious pressure of having this judgment against Donald Trump and him being in this degree of debt and the financial pressures that he is under and what he is subject to do in order to obtain those assets. I actually think that there is risk in not seizing these assets and the open window that exists in him trying to secure these funds through other means. We've seen a lot of interesting transactions happening with Truth Social and other means, and there's a very real risk of political corruption.
Oh, a risk of political corruption. Okay, well, let me just point out a few things really quick that AOC brought up. There's risk in not seizing his assets from the debt load that we incurred upon him from a political sham trial. So really, there's a risk of corruption. They isolated the target. They destroyed the target. They got the defamation and the debt load. Now they're saying if he comes up with the money, it's a corruption risk. See how that game works? He's evil. Now he has debt. Now he's convicted. Now he blah, 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 blah. It's never ending. It's always a what if terror. Look, fear, fear, fear. All right. Now let me set that up. Let me get to Frank Luntz on CNN. What he just said, this is interesting. Very, very interesting. I got 3 clips. This video might take longer. That's okay. Check it.
All right, Frank, the politics of this. Folks in the Biden campaign are already starting to refer to Donald Trump as broke Don, which is interesting. And then there is the possibility that the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, would start seizing assets, maybe even buildings. How do you think that would play?
I want you to remember this moment, and don't forget it. If the New York Attorney General starts to take his homes away, starts to seize his assets, it's all going to be on camera. Pundits are going to sit there and scream about this. This man cannot be elected. You're going to create the greatest victimhood of 2024, and you're going to elect Donald Trump. If they take his stuff, he's going to say that this is proof that the federal government and the establishment and the swamp in Washington and all the politicians across the country and the attorneys generals and all of this, that this is a conspiracy to deny him the presidency. He's going to go up in the polls just like he went up every single time they indicted him.
Yeah, it would look like it. He would claim victimhood. No. He'd have a right to do it because holy crap, even Frank Luntz, this is a pollster. This guy is a friend of the liberal media. He's a friend of the Republican. Anybody who pays him, right? This guy's a pollster. He cannot figure out why Trump is successful. And we're going to hit that in a second. But he just said something really key. In the left's ideological crusade to destroy Trump, they are coming forward with the brutal, horrible reality that the people of America do not accept this. That's what they're missing. It's not about Trump. It's about this un-American activity of a Stasi state coming after an individual they want to destroy politically. The reason that he goes up in polls when they attack him consistently, which they've done since he was out of office, actually before he was even in office, the more that the left attacks him, the more that the right likes him because they see the state attacking a political actor. This is un-American. That's the resistance that you're getting. Got one more thing for you. They're calling him broke Don. Yeah, they're going to call him President Don in a minute because of these types of activities. Check it out.
But it will prove the things that he's saying on the campaign trail, and he will go up, and it may just elect him president. Do not forget that. And I say this to the Attorney General right now. If you play politics on this, this is what the secretaries of state did in Colorado and what they did in, I believe, was Maine. His numbers went up in both states. I don't understand. I'm almost speechless in how pathetic the opposition to Trump has been and how completely misguided. And this is a perfect example.
He doesn't understand. Okay, well, for a really smart guy, he sure is stupid. You don't understand why they're doing this? They are motivated by an ideological crusade to destroy a man that the cultural icons and cultural pillars of the left have identified your behavior is okay because he's evil. They have demonized him. They have put him out on an island. Therefore, that is bad, so I can destroy it, and I can do anything possible. I can destroy any of the foundations of the legal system. I can go after any type of norms that would normally be reserved for only the devil himself because he is the devil himself. I'm going to burn down the system to protect it. That's the idea of what they're going for. Luntz can't figure out why he's going to have a victimhood and why they're going to elect him because everyone sees what the left is doing, and only the far left progressives are down. Why do you think the polling is affecting the way that I just showed you at the beginning of this? I got one more clip where Frank is really trying to drive the point home, but he just can't seem to break through.
How is Donald Trump beating Joe Biden? He's got 85 indictments that still exist, felonies. How is he beating Joe Biden with the economy getting better and things cleaning up? Okay, you got, it's still have inflation, you still have got immigration. Trump is leading, and in the 7 swing states, Trump is up by the margin of error in 5 out of 7. Why is that happening? Because his critics are stupid, and they're running a horrible campaign. And for those people who do not want Donald Trump back, they should be thankful that the people who are orchestrating his loss are as pathetic, and they don't understand the American people.
Quick last word.
I'm not so sure it's a smart strategy for Joe Biden to be making fun of poor Don, because how often does Donald Trump say this is all Biden prosecutions, Biden cases? And we fact check him correctly to say no evidence this is coming from the White House. And it's not. But it certainly creates an impression when Joe Biden is spiking the ball and doing a dance about these cases. So I'm not the political advisor, and legally there's no connection, but it does create an appearance that there's some celebration going on.
No, stop it. All right, listen, guys. There's no way they're this stupid. So they actually expect us to believe that there are no legal ties to anything going on in the White House. There is no evidence that they're even aware of what's going on. But for him to spike a football, that just gives you the appearance something weird is going on. You really think that the White House doesn't talk to the DNC and the DNC doesn't talk to these people? Come on. CNN is actually trying to tell you that there's no direct correlation to the prosecution of Trump and their White House, but they sure talk to the DNC a lot, who talks to both parties. Guys, we were born at night, but it wasn't last night, and even the American people who don't pay attention can see exactly what's going on. And CNN is so befuddled all of a sudden. And that's what I've got for you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next one. I'm Braden. See you later.